If you want semen retention, you gotta focus all your energy on becoming the main character of your story. You gotta become the motherfucker, the guy. You have no reason not to. You have superpower type capabilities. Now's your time to shine. You were always meant for this shit. Get that shit going. Get that shit done. Be on your solo arc shit. If you want semen retention, don't ever do that shit just to get some hoes. That's where you got it fucked up. Don't do that shit to get some hoes. Like, yeah, you'll attract more women naturally if you're on that shit. But it's gonna distract you. You don't actually want that shit. You don't want that. You want to just stay locked in on you for the moment. Take a couple months and give it to yourself. Owe it to yourself. Don't be fucking with the hoes. Take those couple months. Get your money up. Get your mindset right. You don't figure out who the fuck you are internally. The fuck? Like, if you own semen retention, you gotta use those capabilities the right way. If you just out here nutting in hoes, like you save that shit up for a couple weeks, and then you attract the fucking, like, beautiful woman, and then you decide, like, yo, let me nut all up in her, like, you got it fucked up. You fucking up. If you want semen retention, abuse your superpowers. Abuse the capability of being on that shit and focus all that energy on you. Not on women. Focus that shit on you. Because after you nut in that woman, after you nut from that shit, you're going to be in absolute fucking despair. That post-nut clarity going to hit like no other. Like, you don't want that shit. Bro, focus on you. There's a reason you're doing that shit. Focus on you. Become the fucking main character. Like, become that movie character in your own fucking movie. Right? Like, it's not that complicated. Use all that energy to focus on you. Focus on that inner. And yet, naturally, you're going to attract more women on semen retention. That's just how that shit works. But that's when you become the most resilient. You have to always be at a point where you have temptation all around you, but you resist that shit. Because that has nothing to do with your purpose. That has nothing to do with your purpose, especially right now, when you are building yourself, when you are establishing those fucking building blocks. Having getting a new woman in your life, it's not going to help anything. Establish who the fuck you are. Figure out who you are. If you're in your early 20s, it's going to take a while to figure out who you are. Think about how much you've changed from like 18 to 20. If you're 20 now, if you're whatever the fuck, think about how much you change every single year the older you get. Right now, I'm 24. And I've changed a lot from last year, the year before that, and the year before that. Like me when I was 18, totally different mindset. Similar ideologies, but when it came to like woman or this or that, like totally just ignorant. And you have to realize your ignorance as well. You can't just think you're right about everything. You have to always be in a state of fucking learning. That's how you evolve. That's how you actually evolve into the person you're supposed to be. You have to work on yourself internally all the time. You have to work on yourself internally all the fucking time. This shit is a non-stop game of just working on your inside. Like, you have to be that motherfucker. You have to be that one that just... Bro, you have to be that motherfucker. Work on yourself constantly. Work on who you want to be. Work on your mission. What is your mission? Why are you here? Do you even ask yourself that, or you fuck around every day and just get drunk or high and don't focus on that shit? Brother, you have to be on that arc of life, that anime arc. A lot of people shit on anime, but anime, yo, that shit, like the anime arcs are just development of character development. You have to develop yourself right now. You have to think of yourself as that anime character and develop who you are. Get to that. Bro, that's why I love fucking Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z, it gets hated on so much because because of the power scaling. It's like, oh, Goku's just gonna fucking bro, how is he that strong? He just keeps getting stronger and stronger. Bro, it's the power of belief. You could translate that shit to life. It's the power of belief. That's why Goku is that motherfucker. Because no matter what people tell him his limitations are, he believes he could achieve greater. And he does everything in his power to work to that greater level of being. And he just always levels up. That's how you have to be. You have to have this chilling belief in yourself that you could do it. You have to just know that you are the one. You are capable of fucking all this shit. And it all starts with retaining your fucking semen, not nutting everywhere. Because then you get resistant to temptation. And you have this aura around you, and you're just so focused on every single goal you got going on. You want to be that motherfucker who just, people look at it and people are confused at how you're doing it. You need to become that motherfucker who people are confused at how you do what you fucking do. Like, how does he have it in him to just keep on going? Like, he's got it all, but he keeps going. You have to have that chilling fucking belief in you to achieve the impossible. The impossible. Bro, you have to be on that shit. You have to be on that arrogant shit. You have to be on that delusional shit. That's the only thing that's going to get you to your dreams and goals. If you just believe that you deserve that shit and you're going to do everything in your power to achieve it. You can't just sit around and manifest and hope that shit just turns out great, because it won't. You have to put in that consistent work, but you also have to have that self-belief. It's a formula. You have to have that perfect formula in order to achieve your dream. You have to combine everything to achieve that fucking dream. That's how you get that shit done. You have to become that main character on this fucking journey of fucking life. You don't want to be the random motherfucker, man. You don't want to be the random motherfucker in the movie that just gets killed off. No name. You don't remember who the fuck that person is. They just get killed off in the movie. You want to be that motherfucker who everybody just admires and looks up to and just looks at and just wonders and just is always talking about. You have to become that motherfucker. You have to create your own story. You have to create and develop your own story. You want to have those moments where you look back and you look back and you're like, damn, it all unfolded like that. Like, you could explain just the whole fucking problem. Like, come on now, man. Stay on that semen retention. Like, stop nutting and keep it going, man. Keep it pushing. Do that shit for at least 2 weeks and you won't be straight. You won't naturally just do that shit. I love y'all. Like always. Peace out.